Welcome to this video. It is about becoming your 2.0 version mastery. So in this video training, what I want you to do is watch this video training till the end, because I'm going to be dropping some value bomb that you essentially need for, upgrading your mindset and becoming your best version. So what I would see is always, when it comes to mindset, you want to see the gap. So what we need to do, we need to look at point A and point B. We want to bridge this gap, right? And I want to refer to entrepreneurs, as a lot of people who are consuming my content are people who have connection with. You are working really hard on your business. You're taking the action, the necessary action that you know that your business needs. But no matter what you do, you just can't seem to get to the next level. You just try a different marketing strategy, because I know this because I run a marketing agency myself, so I know how it is. So you're trying different marketing strategy, you're buying the next course or program, or somehow still you're not really getting the result yet you truly want for yourself, and you wonder why. And you came to realization that it's not necessarily the lack of knowledge, it's not necessarily that you're not working hard or putting in the hours, but it's really about like who you are. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the reason why you're feeling stuck and how you can actually break free to get to the next level faster than you ever thought that was possible. And people are in similar situation like you, so you're not alone in this journey. We all try to work harder, but we keep hitting the same ceiling, and that ceiling requires a shift that needs to happen internally, not just externally. So externally, what I mean is more outreach, more ads, more new offer, hiring a new team, things like that. Have you ever done all those things and still like your revenue stay the same? It's not growing. In fact, you're spending more money on marketing, but nothing seems to be changing, and you wonder why, right? So in today's video, what we want to be talking about is how do we go from this state, this is your current situation, to your 2.0 version. And there's something that actually is stopping us, and it's within our identity, is that we are living with limiting beliefs. We have basically subconsciously, we have these thoughts and beliefs about ourselves. Whenever we want to grow, we just sabotage it. And that's why people get stuck, because it is almost like your subconscious identity that it is holding you back, and you don't really feel worthy of success. You don't really feel worthy of winning in the business, essentially. And this is all unconscious, so you're not aware of them. So the way I like to explain this is through having a look at your brain. So in order for us to rewire our brain, we need to understand how our brain actually works. So in this little image diagram, so what I have is, on top we have our conscious mind and we have our subconscious mind. So in our conscious mind, this is our thinking brain. This is where you read book, you educate, you learn a new skill, things like that. Whereas our subconscious mind is basically from our childhood. So when we were born up to age 6 or 7 years old or something like that. So what we need to do, we need to increase the repetition within our conscious mind. So we need to constantly remind ourselves about who we truly are, about that identity that we want to create for ourselves, our 2.0 version, so everything is in alignment. So which brings me to the next topic, which is your self-image. So what we're going to be discussing is that your self-image is your internal picture of yourself. It's essentially like, how do you view yourself? Do you view yourself as where you currently are or where you want to be? So a lot of the time we tell the story about ourselves, and this is why a lot of the time people get stuck with the same income year after year, or same situation over and over again, because we are used to what is familiar. We're used to comfort. And in order for that shift to happen, a shift needs to happen within our self image, essentially. So let me give you an example. Let's say there is a person who makes 6 figures, but is constantly feeling like fraud. Every time a big opportunity comes in, that person unconsciously self-sabotages themselves. And that's because the identity isn't aligned with someone who is deserve or worthy of gaining success. And as a result, they get plateaued at that certain revenue level. Or in fact, even worse, they could self-sabotage themselves and basically burn their business down, right? Think about it this way. So what other areas you feeling stuck with? So is it money? Is it relationship? Is it career, health? And all the time, like a lot of the time, it comes back to your identity ceiling because you put yourself in a box and you tell yourself, this is who I am, this is how I'm living. And as a result, you wonder why change doesn't happen. It's same as like programming. So if you're programming a software or a website and you're doing coding, if you put the wrong code or wrong program, you can't expect to get the desired outcome. It's the same thing with our mind, because they don't teach us in school, they don't teach us in university, but it's so important for us to understand how our human mind actually works. And a lot of the time we are basically focusing on all the things that we don't want or the situation that we don't really like, and we keep thinking, we feeling, and we acting on that frequency. So what needs to happen is you need to start showing up every single day as if you are your 2.0 version right now. So it's not just future thinking, this is embodying who you actually are. How would that person walk? How would that person act? How would that person operate on a day-to-day basis? And start operating as that version. You can even have conversation with it. It's almost like a ChatGPT conversation. Like you would ask your 2.0 version. So what, for example, let's say your current situation is 5 to 10K a month and your 2.0 version is 100K a month, just as an example. So wherever you hit challenges and roadblocks, you would start asking your 2.0 version, what would this version of me actually do? And look at it from a different perspective, and the answers will come. So you will know what type of offer you should be focusing on, what type of channels, what messaging, how you need to be selling them, all that sort of stuff. And you start operating, thinking, feeling, and acting from this version of yourself. So you need to master the art of future self-thinking. And basically, that's how you're able to reprogram your subconscious mind. So the more clear you are about what you truly want, and you see it crystal clear, the more your subconscious mind start believing that is true, because this is actually true. So for example, they say your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is happening in your life on a day-to-day basis and what you strongly visualize. So for example, if you strongly visualize the outcome that you want, the person that you currently are, even though you're not there yet, that can manifest. So once you get into the habit of future self visualization. So I'll give you a quick guide, and you can even do this right now, essentially. So it's a self visualization technique. So all you have to do, for example, for the sake of this exercise, you just close your eyes and you take a deep breath in and out. And one more time, you take a deep breath in and out. And you start visualizing yourself 1 to 3 years from now. You are currently living in a place that you truly want, the dream house, the place that you want to be, the people you're surrounded with. You feel confident. You see your physique. So you're in the best shape of your life. You are walking confidently. See the person that is next to you, the person you love, the person you're doing business with, the environment that you're in. You start feeling it. You start seeing it. Notice how you feel, how you walk. And now slowly, I want to actually bring you back into the present moment. You can come back. And this is basically an exercise that you can start implementing. It is start visualizing about where you want to be. Most of people, we tend to visualize on things we don't want. we focus on why we can't take a break from our work to go on a holiday, or there's always some bills that you can't really manage to pay on time, or whatever the case may be. We keep creating these experiences, and it has been said that 80% of our thought a lot of the time are negative. So we have to get into the habit to basically eliminate all these limiting beliefs, all this fear, all this self-doubt, all this negative self-talk. The more we eliminate it, the better. And then we take the aligned action, because a lot of the time people take the aligned action, they do the marketing strategy, and they wonder why the leads quality aren't good, why leads aren't converting, and we keep sabotaging ourselves. So essentially these two have to be in alignment. You have to overcome these limiting beliefs. You have to replace these limiting beliefs with future thinking, with where you want to be, and more like empowering version of those belief system. And it's done through repetition. You have to repeat, and you actually have to believe, because like I said earlier, so in order for us to rewire our subconscious mind, we have to keep feeding it information on a conscious mind, and we have to actually start believing that it is true. We have to say it clearly in order for our subconscious mind to fully believe it. And so yeah, that's basically how it all works. So you have to get into the habit of practicing what you want. And as cliche as it may sound, or as simple as it sounds, we tend to not do it, because it is so easy to stay positive when things are going our way. It is so easy for us to stay in our game when sales are coming in, when business is booming. But what about the time things aren't going your way? What about the time that things are chaotic, things are challenging, and you wonder why even you started in the first place? In those type of situations, do you see or do you view your situation as poor me or as victim me, or do you actually shift your focus and ask yourself, what would your 2.0 version do? What would that person think, feel, act? How would they handle this challenge or difficulty? So you start thinking, you start feeling, and you start acting as this version or as this person, and the answers will come on how you can handle your situation and things like that. So it's all about working on your mindset. And yeah, that's essentially what you need to do. You need to stay on this frequency, even though it hasn't showed up yet, that you already are at that level. So you want to keep thinking and keep feeling and keep operating on this version of yourself. So, and the truth is, like, visualization alone is powerful, but without the guidance and accountability, it takes so much more effort, because it is so easy for you to do it a few days and then go back to your old self. Or it is so easy that you don't do the exercises properly. And, without guidance or without support, it's much harder to, stay in the game. So what I would recommend, or what I'm actually done, is I have created a one-on-one program where I will guide you step by step on how you can overcome your limiting beliefs and how you can take the aligned action. So all you have to do is basically go on my Instagram and DM me the word reset, and I'll walk you through about how we can potentially work together and how we can help you. But the other thing I've actually done is also I have put together a VOP community. So this is more like a training program and a community where I'll guide you, I'll answer your frequently asked questions, and you just apply these exercises on your own. So I'll make sure I link this detail in the comment section, actually in the description section, so you can go back and visit them. But for the sake of this video, just to recap, is in order to become, or in order to actually for you to reach your goals, you have to make that shift. You have to go from A to B. You have to shift from your current situation and the person you are right now to becoming your 2.0 version. And in order to do that, you need to change your paradigm. You need to change your belief system about how do you view yourself, how do you operate, and all that sort of stuff. And then once that's done, you take the aligned action. In fact, the aligned action ideas will come to you. Whereas if you go straight to this, you feel more stuck. You're like, should I do this campaign? Should I do that? I have limited ad budget, whatever, etc., right? Whereas if you overcome this, you move with confidence, you move with certainty and conviction, and that's what we want to do. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll speak to you soon.